Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we dress up and drop down our masks for one evening only. We do this to welcome you back at the AUB Archaeological Museum, though virtually. We do this with open arms after a long period of lockdown, destruction, and restraint to celebrate the International Museum Day, though few days apart. Lebanon could very well be drowning. Costs of living could very well be unbearable to most of us, as indeed hatred breeds hatred, corruption breeds corruption, and violence breeds violence. But the beauty in Sisyphus's life is that, by the same token, beauty breeds genius. Knowledge and education breed brilliant minds. Communication breeds dialogue, and smiles, above all, breed smiles. So we choose classical music to breathe knowledge, education, genius, dialogue, and artistry into our lives again. Music breeds life and harmony, and when combined with historical artifacts, it elevates our spirit to a universal level of consciousness. Tonight, I'm honored to welcome amid our cherished collections a vibrant voice, one of Lebanon's most celebrated divas, who sings with purity and authenticity, a bright spirit and a beautiful soul, who is graciously offering her performance to revive our precious museum. Ms. Ghada Ghanem is a renowned opera singer who has performed around the world, from Carnegie Hall in New York to the Tchaikovsky Hall in Moscow and Act City in Hamamatsu, Japan. She appeared at international festivals worldwide. Ms. Ghanem has a master's degree in vocal performance from Rice University in Houston, Texas, and has been a dedicated voice teacher at the Higher Lebanese National Conservatory since 2002. She has won many international awards, produced several albums, and can be heard in the opening of Catherine Deneuve's 2018 film, Mauvaise Herbe. In 2016, Ms. Ghanem was elected on board of her village municipality, Sarbin, and has invited artist friends to come up and paint on forgotten walls and neglected stairs to bring back life, joy, and hope to her village. Ghada will be accompanied by Mrs. Olga Bolun from the Philharmonic Orchestra. Ancient poems will be read by Ghada, and texts contextualizing selected pieces from our collection by Mr. Martin Asser at the AUB Office of Communication. Without further ado, I welcome Ghada Ghanem to our AUB Archaeological Museum. Ghada, the floor is yours.
رح أقرأ شيء لأنسي الحج، أنسي الحج والموسيقى. ليس بين الفنون ما يشبه الدين مثل الموسيقى، حتى ولا الشعر بمعناه الأدبي. لم يتقدم الشعر كبديل من الدين، لا هوميروس ولا داوود ولا سليمان. المتنبي لقبه يرسم حدود طموحه. الرومانتيكية بأسرها دارت حول المسيحية تستلهم سلباً أو إيجاباً. يستطيع الأدب أن يتكون خارج إطار الإيمان الديني، لكنه لم يستطع أن ينتج تراثاً دينياً موازياً للدين أو بطانة له أو بديلاً. الفلسفة استطاعت قبل المسيحية مع الإغريق وبعدها كارل ماركس، لكنها كانت أدياناً بلا ارتعاشات الغيب وتجليات الغامض وإشراقات الروح التي توجدها الموسيقى. أقيمت بدائل من الأديان أنتي دينية، والموسيقى بديل أكثر من ديني، لكنها دين بلا عقاب ولا حدود ولا عدو، وتعصبها يزيد الحرية.
In ancient Greece, the study of music was numbered among the 4 fundamental branches of a proper education. It is not easy to determine why anyone should have a knowledge of music, wrote Aristotle, but enough has been said to show that it has a power of forming the character and should be introduced into the education of the young. For Plato, musical education is most sovereign, because more than anything else, rhythm and harmony find their way to the inmost soul and take a strongest hold upon it, imparting grace, if one is rightly trained, and if not, the opposite of grace. The standard by which music should be judged is the pleasure it gives, but not the pleasure given to any and every listener, Plato said. The finest music is that which delights the best person, the properly educated, and above all, which pleases the one who is supreme in goodness.
I'll be reading 3 poems translated from Greek by Thomas Machiavelli, Meleager of Gadara, who was Syrian by birth but Greek by education. His collection called The Garland, about 90 BC. The first poem. Help, he is gone. That wild boy, love, has escaped. Just now, as day was breaking, he flew from his bed and was gone. Description? Sweetly tearful, talks forever, swift, irreverent, slyly laughing, wings on his back, and carries a quiver. His last name? I don't know, for his father and mother, whoever they are, in earth or heaven, won't admit it. Everyone hates him, you see. Take care, or even now he'll be weaving new snares for your heart. But hush, look there, turn slowly. You don't deceive me, boy, drawing your bow so softly where you hide in Xenophil's eyes. Didn't I tell you, oh soul, look out, you'll be caught? Second poem. You silly thing, if you flutter so near her net, didn't I warn you, and now the trap is sprung? Why struggle in vain? Love has tied your little wings, sprinkled you with cheap perfume, set you fainting in the fire, and given you in your thirst hot tears to drink. Third poem. Already more than half the pages have been torn out of the little book of my life. Look, girl, already white hairs are sprinkled on my head, announcing that the age of wisdom is drawing near. But still all I care about is laughing and drinking and the pleasures of the night. Still, in my unsatisfied heart, a fire is burning. O muses, my guides, write an end to it. Say, this girl, this one here, she is the end of your madness. cher visage de mon passé. أقرأ شي لشارل بودلير. La musique. La musique, souvent, me prend comme une mer, vers ma pâle étoile, sous un plafond de brume ou dans un vaste éther. Je mets à la voile. La poitrine en avant et les poumons gonflés comme de la toile. J'escalade le dos des flots amoncelés que la nuit me voile. Je sens vibrer en moi toutes les passions d'un vaisseau qui souffre, le bon vent, la tempête et ses convulsions. Sur l'immense gouffre me berce, d'autres fois calme plat, grand miroir de mon désespoir.
Ti seguì come il ride di pace lungo le vie del cielo. Io ti seguì come un'amica voce della notte del velo e ti sentii nell'aria, nel profumo dei fiori e fu bella la stanza solitaria di te e dei tuoi splendori.
The word music is derived from the Muses, daughters of Zeus, who inspired musicians of the ancient world. The same root gives us the word for museum. The Greeks regarded music as a gift from the gods, and music was performed for pleasure and at religious and civil ceremonies. Archaeological evidence for the centrality of music in ancient Greece dates back to the 12th century BC. Apollo was the god of music, although other deities were associated with particular instruments and styles. Musical innovations or new instruments were always attributed to the influence of Mount Olympus. Even the story of creation has its own musical score. The goddess Night was courted by the wind and laid a silver egg in a womb of darkness. Eros was hatched from this egg and set the universe in motion, creating the earth, sky, sun, and moon. Night lived in a cave with Eros. Before this cave sat the goddess Rhea, playing on a brazen drum and compelling man's attention to the oracles. Many Greek myths resound in music, but none more poignantly than the story of Orpheus, son of Apollo, and the muse Calliope. The muse from Orpheus's lyre was so beautiful, not only gods and men, but animals and even rocks and trees were entranced. Orpheus was taken on board the Argo by Jason to break the spell of the sirens. When Orpheus's bride Eurydice died from a snake bite, he played such a mournful song that the deities wept and urged him to visit the underworld to rescue her. Having softened the heart of Hades himself with music, Orpheus was not able to resist looking back at his beloved as they walked to the upper world. Tragically, this had been Hades' one condition for release. Orpheus must not look back, and Eurydice was pulled down to the underworld for a second and final time.
Thank you, Ghada, for this stunning and unforgettable experience. Thank you, Martin and the museum team. And thank you, each one of you at home. I hope you've enjoyed our evening. And I really hope that we will be welcoming you again for a 3D full experience of the Archaeological Museum of AUB. Have a nice evening, everyone.